Florence Nightingale, Neil Armstrong, Rosa Parks. These are names that we're most likely familiar with, but just because these are the names that we remember, that doesn't mean that's the full picture. Here are 5 women you might not be familiar with who helped to shape the world as we know it. When you think about nursing in the Crimean War, you might think about somebody like Florence Nightingale. But there was another incredibly important figure who nursed soldiers back to health on the front lines of the Crimean War: Mary Seacole. During the Crimean War, Seacole applied to be a nurse, but was rejected by the War Office. Seacole notes in her autobiography, "Was it possible that American prejudices against colour had some root here? Let what might happen. To the Crimea I would go. If in no other way, then would I upon my own responsibility and at my own cost." She started her own British hotel behind the lines of the Crimean War, often treating wounded soldiers on the battlefield under fire. She came to be known as Mother Seacole. There were a number of people behind the scenes at NASA who made sure that the Apollo 11 mission to the moon was a success. But one who is often overlooked is Margaret Hamilton. A software engineer, Hamilton led the team at MIT which designed software for the Apollo program. Hamilton herself focused on software that would detect errors and prioritize tasks in order of urgency. During the Apollo 11 mission, right as Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were about to land the lunar module on the moon, there was an error which almost caused the mission to be aborted.
1202, we copy it. We're go, same time.
Thanks to Hamilton's work, the software was able to compensate for the error, and the mission was a success. If somebody asked you to draw a picture of DNA, you might draw something that looks like this. But do you know the woman who was critical to its discovery? Rosalind Franklin was an English chemist born in July 1920. While a research associate at King's College London, she used a process known as X-ray crystallography to correctly identify the double helix shape of DNA. Her colleagues, Francis Crick, James Watson and Maurice Wilkins, would later earn the Nobel Prize for this discovery, 2 years after Franklin's death at just 37 years old. When talking about the bus boycotts that were a part of the civil rights movement in the United States, one figure that usually comes to mind is Rosa Parks. But actually, there's another name that we should know: Claudette Colvin. At just 15 years old, on her way back from school, Colvin was asked to give up her seat for a white woman on a segregated bus. Like Rosa Parks months later, she refused and was arrested. Civil rights leaders felt that she wasn't a good figure for the cause and instead chose Rosa Parks. Colvin herself commented of Rosa Parks, "Her skin texture was the kind that people associate with the middle class." For the last figure, we're going even further back in time, all the way to 800 AD. Fatima al-Fahiri was born to a wealthy family, and after her father died, she founded the Al-Qarawiyyan Mosque in Fez. This would later become the University of Al-Qarawiyyan, and many refer to it as the first university ever. And there you have it. 5 women who had a big impact on the world today, but who we might not recognize enough.
Hi, I am Ivion Watson, and we hope that you enjoy watching WBW-TV on YouTube. We ask for your continued support of our flagship shows, Warrior Nation News and the Warrior Sports Report. We are the Warrior Strong.